I need a rant about these players that like how they behave in their egos, because people in this game, it doesn't matter if you're winning or losing. It's all the same, man. There's specific people in this game who just, no matter what happens in the game, they're always ego checking people, or they're always toxic. It just does not matter. Like, you're not him. You don't have that dog in you. You're not Faker, bro. Like, game 4, game 5 Faker. We just watched on Worlds, bro. You're not that guy that's on Worlds. You're in your computer, you're in your room on your computer in gold thinking you're the greatest of all time, bro. You're not him, and you need to understand that before you start actually playing better, because if you think you're just like as good as everyone else, or way better than everyone else's, you're not going to improve, which is the insane part to me, because these guys have spent the last like 5 seasons in the same rank, and the only reason they think they're in the same rank still is because of Riot giving them losers queue or bad teammates. And it just mind boggles me how they think that, because eventually you would think they would start to like self-recognize, or pattern recognition would kick in, because humans are actually good at pattern recognition. But no, they just delude themselves into thinking that they're not the problem, and it makes no sense to me. And the thing is like, if they're losing the game hard and like everyone's just kind of losing their lane and whatever, it kind of makes sense for them to be the way they are. Like, oh, I'm better than them and I'm flaming or whatever, yada 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 yada. Because at least they're like competitive, and they're just kind of really like venting their anger in chat or whatever, or pings. But like, it doesn't even matter that like they're losing, because they could be winning too, and then they could make the most brain-numbing, mouth-drooling, low IQ play that I have ever seen in my life. And as soon as somebody pings or types to them, it's all of a sudden like they smurf in their peak, or this is a smurf account and they don't care. Like, bro, who do you think you're fooling? This is a level 300 account, bro. You have 200 games, and the season started yesterday. And the worst part is, it's just how people don't deal with adversary or challenges well. Like, I don't understand how people can function in the game if they can't function in real life. Like, people react so terribly and poorly to one thing going bad in their game, and then like I just wonder how they would react to that in real life. Like, if you stub your toe getting out of bed on your bed frame, are you just done for the day? Like, do you just call it a work? Don't go to class. Just stay in bed all day because you stubbed your toe and now your toe hurts and you can't do anything the entire day. It's like the same thing as dying one time and all of a sudden the game's over. It makes no goddamn sense. Like in volleyball, you're gonna get scored on, bro. Like, if the enemy team scores on you, are you just going to give up because they scored on you, even though there's 25 points that they need to score at one time? Like, it makes no sense how these players can do one bad thing, or their teammates do one bad thing. It's not just them. Like, sometimes their teammates do bad things, and then they just explode. I don't understand how people can queue up for a competitive game mode. One thing goes badly in a game where things will go bad. No matter what you do, things will go bad. People will die in your game. People will misplay in your game. It's just how the game works. But then all of a sudden, something goes poorly, and all of a sudden, it's just not playable anymore somehow. I don't know. And the worst part of it all is, I know that the fact that they're better than what they actually play like, because they got to a certain rank. Normally, the players that I see are like low masters, high diamond. So the players in there, I know they're better than what they're playing as, because they got to a decently good rank, like a pretty good rank. But they just play so terribly, or they just think that they're so much better because they got to that rank. It's like the low masters problem, bro. It's like all the egos in low masters is insane, because yeah, I'm finally masters, I'm finally good enough. I'm finally that guy. I'm finally good, right? But like, strictly speaking, yeah, you are good comparatively to the rest of the player base, at least, and unless you're talking about GM Chal or Pro Play, but you're still like barely scratching the surface of what there is to play. So when they type in flame, like, they think they're in the right, because they think they're good enough to know what they're talking about. But like 90% of the time, they're not that good enough to know what they're talking about, even though they're on that high elo, because they're just scratching the surface of what League is actually.